Welcome to the second episode of my extraordinary journey to create the most amazing artificial life simulation. Today I would like to talk about vision and growth. First, the vision and growth system for the crits, then my vision for the growth of this channel. A very important stat in the life of a crit is its max energy. It defines how big it is, how much it can eat, how much energy it can store. It also impacts how much it costs to simply exist, to move, and to reproduce. As a crit grows, its max energy increases. It has an impact on all of this except the reproduction cost. This is the main advantage of growth. You get all the bonus of a higher max energy without having to pay for a higher baby cost. In the first episode, the crits were completely blind. If they found some food, it was mostly by chance. In this episode, we are adding a new input neuron, vision. Vision has two parameters. The first one defines in how many directions the crit can see. With a type 0, it can see only in front of it. Type 1 can see in front and a little bit on each side. Type 2 is the broadest vision angle. The second parameter defines how many colors the crit can see. It can see up to 3 different colors. This new input neuron should help the crits find more food and navigate their cruel world. Let's skip the first 10 minutes or so to give the plants a chance to spread. This big blue crit uses a combination of vision and taste to tell him when to grow. You see that it's full to adult size now, and when it has a baby, there we go, it's going to be much smaller. The dominant species are these little orange guys who have a link between the vision and turning. This is a great link to have, but in this case, it is not sensitive enough and is never firing. We also have these little guys with the famous taste to acceleration that we saw in episode 1. Unfortunately, they have an oscillator to reproduction. That means they do not make babies, and the species is doomed. Despite their comfortable lead, 5 minutes later, the blues have overtaken the orange, a true testament to the power of growth. At the 1 hour mark, the blues are the only species in existence. They were probably helped in their conquest by this new link between the vision and the turning that allows them to turn straight towards a plant. Also look like they can't tell the difference between a plant and a fellow crit, and they end up following each other. Since they are all following the crit right in front of them, you end up with those big lines that look like traffic on the highway, except everybody is just waiting for the guy in front to die so that they can eat their corpse. At this point, the crit population is pretty stable. I ran it for the full 24 hours without any major change. I'm now gonna take a moment to talk about what I plan for this project. I've created this channel for 2 main reasons. First is motivation. I've been working on this project for a while, and I'm hoping that sharing my progress to the world will make me more consistent. I'm planning on adding a new feature and a video that goes with it every 1 or 2 weeks. Second is to get some feedback. I would love to know what I'm doing right, also what I'm doing wrong, what are the next paths that I should explore, anything really. My big impossible dream for this simulation would be to switch to 3D, create a random procedurally generated planet, put some life in the water, and just watch it grow into some ecosystem as vibrant and diverse as we can see on Earth. But I've learned my lesson from previous projects, and I'm planning on taking it one step at a time, adding in complexity as I go along while keeping it enjoyable to watch. On the short term, I want to focus on species diversity. Right now, all the species are competing for the dominant resource, so it's very likely that we always end up with one species dominating and all the other one being driven to extinction. Ideally, I would want to see much more diversity in the species. In terms of their stats first, with fast one and old one, but mostly in terms of scale, I want to have very small one and very big ones. I also would like to see predation becoming a thing, with some species eating the plants and others hunting for the herbivores, and then the behaviors, which is mainly going to be driven by the brain. Obviously, a lot of this diversity is going to be driven by the environment, so the first thing to do is to change the environment. I'm going to implement plant evolution, so we can have different types of plants and different species eating only one type, which will hopefully put an end to the resource problem. I will also have seasons and cycles to see if the species can adapt over time to a different environment. Finally, I will introduce some lands, so that species on different parts of the map can evolve separately and be reunited at a later stage. This is the end of episode 2, and as always, thank you